What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy live and direct, absolute full effect out the 832. Y'all asses already know how my black ass do. I'm here live and direct in full effect with my boy Craig Smith out the 662. Y'all already know how he do. What's popping and what's dropping?
Man, not much, man. I'm still reeling off the natural high from this from the annual whatever number annual it is, the annual Southside alumni picnic, man. Man, I'm still reeling off the high because I enjoyed myself, had a good time. I mean, when I rode in with somebody, when I got out the car, I automatically had fun. I mean, I'm still riding that high, and I haven't, I ain't much of a people person and stuff like that, but man, I had so much fun seeing it. It was nice seeing some, some of my old classmates, even some guys remember me from the hood, man. When I stayed over there on McMillan here in Memphis, Tennessee. That's off South Parkway. That's South Parkway, McMillan, not Richmond and McMillan. But man, Jimmy, you talking about a natural high, and I saw you when I did the first live, man. You were requested to go on live with me on that one. I couldn't, but bro, you talk about a natural high. I gotta say, there was the only con. There were a lot of pros with this and cons of this picnic. Let's start with the pros. Let me just say that the class of 95 knows how to produce some of the finest looking ass women still to this day. Let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to my rodeo, Angela Burks, and my girl, Miss Tara, Miss O'Tara McGee. I ain't gonna say what her nickname is. She'll probably find me somewhere in Mississippi and wring my neck. Well, when I saw her again, Jimmy, Lord have mercy, man, she just took my breath away.
Most definitely.
Again. And you saw the video how she looked. She still looked the same. Huh?
I actually didn't see the video in its entirety because I just came on there and gave a like, and then I was pretty when I wasn't trying to use I wasn't trying to request live, but it probably did that because my phone had bumped into my obviously. So, but I'm glad you had a good time. Well,
but yeah, that was cool, man. I mean, you could have joined in, but man, Tara boy, man, she still look good. Like she still look as good as she did. What's this? 24 years ago. Lord have mercy. Woo. Let me. I had a moment, bro. Bro, she's still that fine, man, and she in your part of the woods somewhere down there in Houston. But I asked I said, how you like in Texas? She said, I love it, especially down in Houston. She said, I love it. I also got a chance to kick with the class of 97. And by the way, big shout out to Deshaun Banks, the CEO of A1 Security and J&J Mobile Detailing. And he told me to tell you, Jimmy J. Smooth, appreciate the shout out. We both gave him on the podcast recently. Keep doing your damn thing, man. And yes, when you asked me a while back if he still had the Matter account down there, yes, he still does. And I think he also told me that he's in line to getting some more. I'm not saying who, but I'm putting myself on a non-disclosure agreement with him. But he's in the works with some other people as far as his security goes. So, like I said, anybody in the Memphis area in the business, if you need some damn good top flight, the professional, people friendly security, A1 Security, hit my boy up, Deshaun Banks up. If you need some damn good mobile detailing or whatever, if you can't go to car wash, if you can't come to him, he'll make sure he'll come to you at JJ Mobile Detailing. So big shout out to our guy, Deshaun Banks, class 97 Southside, brother. We love, man, behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth. We love you, man. Keep doing what you do. But like I said, man, I had a wonderful time at that picnic. But the only one con, Now, I'm not going to say a number, but I'm going to go like this. I kicked it with 94, 95, 97, and 98.
Uh-huh.
I'm just leaving that there. I know I skipped a number, but I know I skipped a number, but I did see a few people from my graduating class. I was gonna go ahead and say it. I did see a few people that did that from the class of '96. They made little popcorn calls up there. So, and they did their thing, and then they went on about their business. Someone was up there a little bit early. But I would have loved for, just mostly everybody just come on up and turn out instead of just spending time, with one certain class and whatnot. But hey, I mean, I had a good time. I enjoyed hanging around with class 94, 95 for a little bit. Hell, had all the food. And shout out to my girl, Angie Burks. She made sure it was a shitload of spaghetti to go around. Cause it was like two pans with meat of spaghetti and without meat. So, I mean, I had a blast, man. I had a blast. And what's this? May, June, July. I look forward. Hopefully, I can try to make it. I look forward to going to the alumni mixer that's held by two classmates of mine. And it's gonna be somewhere off of I think Winchester and I think Ridgeway. I'm not too sure, but I'll find out either way. But man, I'm still riding that natural high off that stuff, man. I enjoyed it. I really deserve to be out having a good time after all the bullshit I've been going through for all the months, man.
Most definitely. Everybody deserves to have a great time. And I'm definitely glad you had a great time at the alumni picnic as well. I mean, it's greatly deserved. I can definitely tell you that. To get to the NBA Finals, congratulations to the Toronto Raptors on making it to the NBA Finals. Even though I'm like, I still don't like how they did Dwayne Casey. And my feelings toward that is they would have made it anyway if they had kept him. They made it there, so I have to give those guys respect. I still don't think y'all ass is going to be Golden State, and it's going to take an active injuries to definitely happen. Because I still think Golden State can win without Kevin Durant. I'm just going to be honest there. But it's a strong possibility that they may get Durant and Boogie Cousins back from local reports. And I'm not saying this from what ESPN is saying. I'm saying what my boy Town Business who's out of Oakland, and my boy Cali Enigma, shout out to him. Definitely go subscribe to both of those individuals as well. But both of those guys are out of the Oakland area. Both of those guys out of the Oakland area, and they've actually done some reporting in terms of that. And they're very close to the arena as well. From what I understand, Town Business is like a stop away, if I'm not mistaken. So, and by the way, the Golden State Warriors next year, according to Town Business, I feel like it's true because he's out there in the area. The Golden State Warriors will change their name back to the San Francisco Warriors as they did prior to 1971. In a little bit of history, they was actually supposed to go to Oakland temporarily, but the arena that they built in Oakland was so up to date at that particular time that they stayed in Oracle throughout that timeline. So they're finally going to go back to San Francisco, and definitely congratulations. Wow. Yeah, they were supposed to be, and which is why they called them the Golden State Warriors as opposed to the Oakland Warriors. This is according to Town Biz. He's much older than me anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
But he's much
older.
Here's
and it might me to cut you off. Now, with this being said, now all that money they didn't put into Oracle Arena, are they gonna tear that motherfucker down or what?
It's a couple of things you can use for that hoe. You can use it for NCAA tournament events. You probably can use it for hockey if they ever get a hockey team, because the nearest hockey team is like 45 minutes down the street from San Jose. But in case they would like to get a hockey team, they could use it for. It could be a multi-purpose arena. It's a few things they could do with that. Cal State, which is in Berkeley, which ain't that far from
Yeah, and then you got the University of California. That's what I was thinking. I mean, they can play in that, you know.
Yeah, so it's still things you could do with that. It's just they're finally going back to San Francisco, where initially they were supposed to be at. But it is what it is when it comes to that. But how do you think? What is your take on this past series between Toronto and Milwaukee? What is your take on the series?
Well, like I said on the last podcast, I'm gonna say it again. I called it Jimmy J Smooth. I told you so. Don't say I wasn't the one to tell you so, but I told you so. That I said, don't be surprised if Giannis, if the Greek Freak play like shit, Toronto got this series. And I'm going to tell you something. And I'm glad you asked me this because which brings me into this. Toronto's GM, even though he can be a dickwad sometimes on a lot of shit, maybe he possessed some form of tunnel vision, because I think him getting rid of DeMar DeRozan was the best damn thing. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, DeRozan.
And then you got Kawhi Leonard. All right. Now, it's word around the town is that Kawhi may stay. And this dude that basically that you cannot say no to, and he even told Kawhi's agent, I am not going to take no for no answer. And from what I heard about this guy, he's a big time dude in Toronto. He know what you finna try to. He got some. I'm put like this. Whereas I said my Uncle Wesley had some intelligent street smarts and was an intelligent street nigga. What I heard about this dude, he got some street sense. He know when you finna fuck him, and he know when you not. And he basically told, from what I heard, he basically told Kawhi's agent, who's his uncle, hey, you fuck me, I'ma fuck you, but I'm still get what I want. That's how he is. This man didn't offer Kawhi Leonard because he said, you know, because they said Toronto's housing market is pretty stellar, man. It's pretty good. He told that man that, look, I know how he told Kawhi, look, I know how you are about your money. I read up on your ufology. He said, if you try to, he said, don't spend your money on a new house. I'm going to give you one of mine. Told him, man, he going to give him one of his penthouses. And he said, if you and your wife plan on having a family, hey, just say the word, I can upgrade it for you.
Well,
but hold up. But beside the point, let's get back to the point. Ujiri must have saw light in the tunnel. Kawhi did something that DeMar DeRozan wasn't able to do when he was up there. They're going to the finals for the first time. Even though Kawhi played like shit tonight, 9 of 22, they still got in there. I think Kawhi's a better defender. He's a better shooter. Hell, he's a way better shooter than DeRozan. But somewhere down there in Texas, DeMar DeRozan probably just gonna be shitting all over himself at night. He can't sleep at night. He can't stand it now. But I think Toronto and Golden State, yeah, Toronto gonna lose. I think Golden State will take them in 6. Okay. I'm giving Toronto 6 games.
I want to know how this NBA Finals format gonna go, because even though Golden State is the number 1 team in the Western Conference, and Toronto is number 2 in their conference, Toronto has a better record than Golden State. So is the first game gonna be in Toronto?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me explain it. Okay, because Golden State finished 57-25 and Toronto finished 58-24. So whoever had the best record in the East, whichever team had the best record in their conference gets home court advantage. So Toronto will host the first 2 in Golden State. I mean, Toronto will host the first 2 games. Golden State will do the next 2. Toronto 1, Golden State 1, and then game 7, if necessary, is going to be in Toronto.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking if it's not that way, then it would be because they have a better. If that would be because Golden State is number one. But I don't think. Yeah, the first game is going to be in Toronto. I just looked it up on NBA Finals. So yes, because they have due to a better record, Golden State will be on the road for the first time. For the first time in this era of the Toronto Raptors. I mean, this era of the Golden State Warriors, I should say. So. Yeah, but I still don't think that's going to be a problem for the Golden State Warriors. I still think they're going to find a way to win, especially
because if they get Durant back, yeah, I think Durant gonna show out.
Yeah, Durant is gonna have to show out. And let me tell you this, and I have to agree with my boy Town Biz. To get back on Kawhi Leonard real fast, though, Kawhi Leonard actually, from what I know, because I knew people around San Antonio, they said he was living with his parents out there. He was still living with parents. So that, and he's very cheap too, because they say the car he owned was like, it wasn't even 5 years. It wasn't even 5 years old. It was up there in terms of
he admitted that.
Yeah, it was up there in age, and from what I understand, his parents made him go out and get another car, go and get at least an up-to-date car, from what I understand. So Kawhi is very frugal with his money. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's real cheap. When I say he's cheap, he's watching every penny. And I think for the general manager or owner, whoever, they made the right decision by giving him a penthouse, because he wasn't.
No, it ain't the owner. It's a guy. From what it said, he's a billionaire up in Toronto, and said he's gonna give him a penthouse. He's gonna give it to him.
Yeah, and that's only right, because he needs to. It's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. I mean, sometimes being cheap can be a liability as well. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of cars and stuff like that, what Kawhi Leonard has, I think he's making the right moves in that department. But you definitely don't want to be overly cheap either, because that could be just as costly as being too cheap. But I'm not knocking Kawhi Leonard. Hopefully he saves up his money and get some real estate out there in Toronto, because the real estate is not that expensive compared to the states and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As for the Golden State Warriors, like I say on off air, Cousins and Durant, from what I understand, could possibly come back in this series. And I think if those two guys come back, either one of those guys coming back is going to be a problem for Toronto. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you right now, Golden State is not going to get into no drought against this team. I think they understand the mistakes they made in the past by going into droughts. I think they learned their lesson from the Clippers series by giving up the biggest lead in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? So what Steve Kerr has done, and shout out to him, even though I didn't like the way they did Mark Jackson. What I'm seeing with Steve Kerr is he's growing as a coach. He's growing as a coach to where they don't got to beat you at the 3-point line. They can just take advantage of your misses, like the old LA Lakers and the old Boston Celtics of the 60s and 70s and 80s, and run your ass out the gym. So he's using that old system offense that was started by Paul Westhead, pretty much mastered by Pat Riley throughout the years and stuff like that. So I think Steve Kerr is slowly adjusting to the game of basketball, and he was like, look, guys, we don't gotta jack up 23s to win a game. You know what I'm saying? We can just wait till they burn themselves out from shooting, and then we gonna come in the second half. When we hot, we gonna pop them hoes. So that's the way Steve Kerr has been looking at this whole entire situation for the Golden State Warriors. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, go Toronto fans, and I'm not saying it's not a chance that y'all can beat. It ain't no way y'all can beat the Golden State Warriors. Again, like I said on the last show, for all we know, Toronto could fuck around and beat the Milwaukee Bucks. I just picked the Milwaukee Bucks. But again, as I stated in the beginning of the playoffs, the top 4 teams could have easily went to the NBA Finals. Boston could have went Philly could have went had they got past Toronto. Any of the top 4 teams could have went. But Toronto's going to have to play perfect basketball. If you start jacking up 3-pointers the way you've been doing and not have a balanced attack, because their inside game is practically non-existent outside of the little Africans up in this motherfucker. Marc Gasol been garbage for the most part. Now he played a little better the last 2 games, but for the most part, he's been playing like garbage. If Toronto has any chance, they're gonna need him to step his game up. Otherwise, because against the Golden State Warriors, you're gonna have to have a balanced attack. If you don't have a balanced attack, you're gonna lose. I said this about
True.
I said this about the Portland Trailblazers, even with the Mill salty Bucks, because they real salty right now. And this is no piss on my boy 78 Sports. I love you, but they play like the Mill salty sucks, as I should call them. You know what I'm saying? They played fucked up. They should have won this series with hand over fist, but they just did not happen to do that, man. But you know, it wouldn't shock me if Milwaukee did the same thing next year in terms of going to the finals. But the thing is, Budenholzer should have gotten out of that 5-out system and went to a 4-out or possibly a 3-out and got some inside, got some high-low action going. You know what I'm saying? He did that, and when he did do it, he did it at the last fucking minute. You cannot expect to win a game when your team is, you know, and Milwaukee, for what Marv Albert said during the broadcast, he said they were the second leading 3-point shooting team in the NBA. But the thing is, they were a far off distance from the fucking Houston Rockets, which set the record in attempts and made baskets as well. But Budenholzer got to know when to adjust early in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because he did it at the last minute in this game and fucked up. And that's the reason why they're sitting at home right now. And, you know, Budenholzer, I think Budenholzer going to do a good job. I think they're going to be pretty competitive next year. But he's got to make those adjustments earlier than later. You know what I'm saying? But Toronto got to have balanced scoring attack. If you take 43 pointers, you better make half them holes. You better shoot Golden State out the game, because if you don't, you know they're gonna take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run you out the gym off those 3-pointers. When you shoot a lot of threes, it's a lot of long rebounds in the process, and we're talking about 10, 15 long rebounds in the game. It ain't just, you know, when you go inside the arc and you take a little mid-range jumper. No. You got a lot of long transition basketball that can really fuck you up. And that's easy 2 points. It's an easy 3-point shot with John B. looking ass Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
And for the record on that, fuck you, NBA, for not putting this man on the damn All-NBA team. You're going to put Kemba Walker. Okay, yeah, Kemba Walker could have been in All-NBA second team. But you're going to put that man and somebody else over Klay Thompson? To deny Klay Thompson another pay raise? Come on. Fuck y'all, NBA. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that was real thing. It was real fucked up. But Stephen, aka Waddell Stephen Curry, Billy Goat looking ass Curry, them light-skinned niggas gonna fuck you off. Whether they shoot your lights out or take easy transition basketball. And let me tell y'all something. Don't think y'all gotta, if y'all plan on slowing down Stephen Curry, don't just stop him from the 3-point line. Stop him from making that little crossover dribble and get into the basket. Stop him from making those little mid-range pick and pop plays. Because Stephen Curry does more than shoot threes. Motherfuckers got it twisted. And I got into an argument with a former University of Memphis alumni. You know who the hell he is. I ain't got, don't even say it on there because I don't want to embarrass him. But
I know who you're talking about.
But Stephen Curry does more than shoot threes. I don't know why you hoes get off thinking all Stephen Curry do is shoot motherfucking threes. That ain't all he does. He plays defense when he ain't in foul trouble. He makes good passes when he ain't in fucking foul trouble. All you got to do is give Stephen Curry 2 points, and those 2 points turn into 20 points. Those 10 points turn into 50 points. He don't got to make a whole bunch of threes to be effective. That's the thing about, same thing with John B. Thompson. Goddamn John B. looking ass Thompson or John B. Jr., his ass, when he come off that screens and hit that little mid-range jumper or make that little layup that he go inside this, because he's a better mid-range shooter than people give him credit for. That motherfucker's getting ready to light it up from the three-point line. So those light-skinned niggas, you better do more than just stop them from the three-point line. You're going to have to come up with the best game plan as possible in order to win. And I'm going to tell y'all, you need to get them out of there early. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Milwaukee versus the Boston Celtics. Get them hoes out of there early, because if you let them hang around, them hoes is going to fuck you off. Those light-skinned niggas is going to fuck you off. And goddamn Fu Manchu Durant, if his ass end up playing, he going to fuck you off too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, goddamn, y'all better play y'all best. Y'all better be on y'all A game. That's all I'm gonna say to that. You got anything else before we go to the next topic?
No, but speaking of, when you said something about Steve Kerr, this is a addendum, if you will. Did you ever check out that link? I think that dude broke down the real reason why Mark Jackson does not get a head coaching job. Everybody was kind of adamant about with Kerr, but dude did have a point. Steve Kerr went out and hired the best assistants there was. I mean, who would later get coaching jobs. I think the best move he made when he got Alvin Gentry, because they both share the same offense philosophy. Mike Brown, the Collins kid, which we need to talk about. What's his name? Jared Collins as an assistant. And they said the one thing that Mark Jackson never done that Steve Kerr does was listen to his assistants. And it was either his way or the highway, and that was it. And then that's what ultimately led him to get fired. Jackson, yeah, he laid down the foundation. But when you think about it, and I'm not applauding Golden State for firing him the way they did. If you can't get along with if you're not getting along with one person, okay, I'm probably gonna let that slide. But when you don't get along with anybody in the whole organization, that's a fucking problem.
But I'm not going to make that an excuse for this guy.
But that's not an excuse to fire him.
Exactly. I'm not going to make that an excuse, because he built the foundation was there. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Mike Brown, Bruce Frazier, Ron Adams, Juwan Collins, Chris DeMarco, who's a player development, as well as Willie Green. Got a pretty solid coaching staff. And like I say, he used a lot of Mike Brown / Greg Popovich game plan, because there ain't nothing but Greg Popovich calling, like the NBA Finals where they lost in 5 games with Kyrie's last year. That wasn't nothing but Greg Popovich calling Mike Brown and say, hey, don't try to stop him. You've coached him. You know his weakness. You know what I'm saying? Just let LeBron do what he do. And LeBron averaged a triple-double throughout the whole NBA Finals. He's the first guy to average a triple-double in the NBA Finals. Surprisingly.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the people that had triple-doubles in the NBA Finals. But what Steve Kerr did, he was listen to Mike Brown. Mike Brown obviously gave him the game plan. It's like, hey, let LeBron do what he do. Let him get his triple-doubles as long as nobody else get crazy. We can deal with Kyrie scoring 20 points. We can't deal with Kevin Love scoring 20 points. They stopped everybody else and let the other two, the top 2 guys, score. That's a Greg Popovich game plan. Same thing Greg Popovich did with Chris Paul when he was at New Orleans. New Orleans was like, hey, let Chris Paul score, but don't let him get those assists, because those assists is going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but a Greg Popovich game plan. You know what I'm saying? So, I do respect Steve Kerr for listening to his assistants, coaches, and stuff like that. I think Mark Jackson gonna ultimately find him a head coaching job, whether it's on the NBA level or on the college level. And even if he don't find a head coaching job, I just love his intellect of the game. You know what I'm saying? His intellect of the game as a broadcaster, you know what I'm saying, is probably second to none. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to Mark Jackson. Shout out to him. Even shout out to Steve Kerr and his assistant coaches for the Golden State Warrior, Mike Brown, Bruce Frazier, Ron Adams, Juwan Collins, Chris DeMarco, and Willie Green. Shout out to all 6 of those assistant coaches as well. Let's go to the next topic, which is the Juwan Howard hiring of the Michigan State. What is your take on the Juwan Howard hiring at Michigan? I think it's a good hire in terms of, personally, I think it's a good hire. But I don't know who he's hiring as an assistant coach. Is he going to keep Beilein's assistants? What is the deal on that, and what is your take on the particular hire of Juwan Howard?
Surprising. I want to know if he's going to. I mean, if I was him, he should keep some people from Beilein's staff. And speaking of Jim Beilein, here's another little side question: how the fuck does goddamn JB Bickerstaff keep getting these goddamn jobs? And he's a damn associate head coach for Cleveland. He just need to associate head coach himself on the sideline, learn how to coach better. He don't need to be coaching nowhere. But anyway. I think that's a good hire. That was an out of a blue hire for Michigan. And Jalen Rose said it best. He said maybe with Juwan Howard being a part of the Michigan Wolverines now, they would probably put some close to the Fab Five situation. Even Chris Howard. Chris Webber said that he was proud of him. And even said that he hoped, he said, but Juwan better not change nothing. Because he said, because the Michigan teams that we were seeing, they was putting some points on the board and they were locking everybody down on defense. He said, he said, you know how the Michigan fans are as far as basketball and football go. What they used to seeing, they want you to keep it going. So
I agree.
I hope he hires someone. I hope he hires someone that that knows the system and whatnot. So, I mean, I think he'll do good.
Oh yeah, I think he'll do good too as well. And I'm wondering if he's going to install the Nelly ball system on top of what is already, which is Beilein's version of the motion offense, which is more like a dribble drive like offense in my personal opinion. From what I was looking at, you know what I'm saying. But the Nelly ball system, he's gonna have some quick guys to use that system as well, or a good stretch big man would work in that situation because Dallas used that with Dirk Nowitzki, which we're talking about the prime Dirk Nowitzki when he first came in the NBA, dunking on everybody and shooting threes in the process of dunking on everybody. So I'm wondering if he's going to use that system because Eric Spoelstra is a student of the Nelly ball system, which helped him win 2 NBA championships. So I'm wondering if
he mixed it with the Pat Riley system too now.
Yeah, so I wonder if he's going to use that system because if he do, that's going to be very, very interesting for Michigan basketball, which is going to be very exciting.
If he uses that, that's going to be past exciting.
Yeah, but the only downside to using the Nelly ball system is you're undersized. But the upside to that is if you got good three-point shooting, kind of like how Villanova has three-point shooting during their 2 national championships, that's going to be unstoppable to deal with if you have three-point shooting. But if your ass miss, you finna give up a lot of offensive rebounds and possibly some transition points. But we'll see what happens with Juwan Howard. I wish the best for the guy.
Yeah.
He should be able to get everybody in the what Juwan Howard need to do is he need to get every Mr. Basketball winner in the state of Michigan, possibly go up to Chicago, like his teammate, I think Jimmy King from Chicago. One of those
Yeah, Jimmy came from Chicago. Ray Jackson was from Dallas.
Okay, so he might need to go up to Chicago and get a few guys, but he need to lock down Michigan. He needs to take some guys from Tom Izzo. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Tom Izzo do. Tom Izzo don't have pick name recruits. He get mostly Mr. Basketball winners out the state and coach them for 4 years and make them good seniors and shit like that, and get them to Final Fours and shit like that. So he needs to take a page out of that book. And, you know, if he can get the Midwest, he's good. He doesn't have to travel far for talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Beeline already has an established recruit. So, you know, but once he gets settled in there, I say next year's recruiting class, he needs to lock down Michigan, because there's a lot of good guys up in Detroit, a lot of good guys from Saginaw and Flint, Michigan. So lock those guys down
Yes.
expeditiously. Do you got anything else you want to say before we go to the next topic, man?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Adam Pacman Jones, man. The infamous Adam Pacman Jones have retired from the NFL. You know, he's 30 plus years old, been in the NFL 12 years, and you know, he just retired. I never got the reason why he retired. But I knew at the peak of his career, you know, a lot of the NFL announcers, you know, and a lot of this was done on himself for the most part. But I just wish they would stay out this guy's business. I wish they had stayed out his business. You know, he would go to jail every other week, man. So what do you think about Adam Pacman's retirement, man?
He's long time coming. I'm not saying that to be mean, but it was time, dog. I mean, I get damn good player, but sometimes he just, you know, he couldn't leave shit alone. If you get my drift.
Yeah, but that's one of those situations I just wish the NFL really just had to stay the fuck out this dude business. I mean, I know he was a young guy, and you know, he couldn't stay out of trouble and stuff like that, but I'm glad he was able to get through the NFL enough years so he can live off his full retirement that he earned. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad he got through the NFL, man. And just because a young guy goes do a lot of shit, this is an example of, you know, he didn't have the best NFL career in the world. You know what I'm saying? But just because a guy goes through his nigga shit years doesn't mean he can't ultimately change. But this dude was getting to fighting in nightclubs out in Nashville all the time. You know, he was just doing a lot of nigga shit and stuff like that. But he learned his lesson, you know what I'm saying? And from what I understand, he took the Pac-Man off his name. You know what I'm saying? They still called him Pac-Man Jones, but he personally took the Pac-Man off his name. But
yeah, and he told me, he said, man, I'll go by that no more.
Yeah, so you know, the thing is, Adam Pac-Man Jones, you know, he got, you know, he made it through the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And so now he's like, shit, you know, I'm finna retire. You know, I didn't get to the Super Bowl at all, but hey, I'm getting my money, so I ain't mad at that motherfucker. So shout out to Pac-Man Jones. Live the best retirement. Don't get in no more trouble. And fuck all the hoes you want, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, brother. You got anything else before we go to the next topic, brother?
No. No, I don't. I mean, hey, wish him nothing but the best.
Most definitely. Landon Collins. Landon. The world famous Landon Collins, whose mama embarrassed him on national television when he was the best safety in Louisiana and possibly in the United States. Talking about, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I want my baby to go to LSU with her hood rat ass. I'm saying it on live. And please forgive me. I'm not trying to beat up on nobody, mama, but it is what it is. When your son got this much damn talent and you pissing on this kid, he's from what I understand, I think he's the oldest son of 3 of her children, if I'm not mistaken. You know, yep. I could be Could be wrong, but this woman embarrassed him because he wouldn't go to sorry ass LSU. And the second oldest didn't go to LSU. And that's what her motherfucker funky ass get. That's what her ass get. I loved every minute of that bullshit. But anyway, Landon Collins got the 86 by the New York Giants and ended up getting picked up by the Washington Redskins. And he was like, they had it out for him. You know what I'm saying? The New York Giants had it out for him. You know, of course, Landon Collins is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He done his thing, man, while he's in the league. One of the hardest hitters in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Now, I haven't watched a lick of NFL personally, but I'm looking at his stats. You know what I'm saying? 3-time Pro Bowler, 3 consecutive Pro Bowlers, 3 consecutive Pro Bowls, excuse me. What is your take on Landon Collins going to the Washington Redskins? And does he have a point in terms of, hey, they had it out for him?
Yes, they had it out for him. Matter of fact, they've been had it out for him. But shit, they really losing the best, the hard.
You went in and out, brothers. You went in and out, brother. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't mind seeing him come to Green Bay, but I'm pretty sure he'll go somewhere like he should go down there to Tampa Bay for one. I think Bruce Arians needs some help with his defense now that Ndamukong Suh down there. So Ndamukong Suh, he down there with him. But he should the Giants did have it out for him, man. I mean, you get it, you know, he had some little, you know, so seasons. You know what I mean? But shouldn't have cut the dude. Real talk. Shouldn't have cut him. But shit. Giants loss gonna be somebody's gain on that one. I mean, they did have it out for him. Even ESPN, I didn't get a chance to read the article on that one. They kind of knew they had the Giants had it out for him. So, and what this new GM doing, he called himself trying to clean house and whatnot. But if I was them, I wouldn't have fired Landon Collins. Period.
Most definitely, and Collins, from what I understand, he's being compared to Sean Taylor in terms of knocking motherfuckers' ass off and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hopefully he do his thing in Washington. At Washington, you know, he just signed a $84 million contract with the Redskins. So hopefully he can get payback against the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, $84 million. He's well deserving of it. You know, he's not big on getting interceptions, but he sure gonna make you force them fumbles. I'll tell you that. Or you're gonna feel some CTE after he get through hitting your ass. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Much respect to Landon Collins. And speaking of his goddamn mammy, I wouldn't buy that bitch no house if I was him, goddamn it, after embarrassing me like that on television, man. That's how I feel about that motherfucking shit that she did on national television. I'm like, damn, your son is one of the best players, if not the best player at his position in the nation. And then he won a national title with Alabama. His freshman season has some pretty stellar seasons after that. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Landon Collins, man, and shout out to his brother, man, for convincing him to leave early, because it was his brother who convinced him to go on play in the NFL, and it worked out for him. So it is what it is when it comes to that. Our Briles just got another head coaching job, and it's not in college. It's not even in the NFL. It's in high school.
Where is that, Jimmy?
It's somewhere out in East Texas. I'm gonna be the niggapedia today, because that's what I am. Niggapedia. Hold on. Art Briles. Where your funky ass?
Niggapedia.
Yeah. Mount Vernon Tigers. Now, where the hell is Mount Vernon? Let me go to Mount Vernon. I need a fucking map for this hoe, cause we do know the high school is Mount Vernon. I'm. They say it's East Texas, which could be closer to Beaumont. I'm gonna Google map this hoe so I can get the exact area. So I'm Niggapedia this right now.
Mm-hmm.
We know the high school's 501 Highway 37, Mount Vernon, Texas. Where this bitch at? Do you got the map for me? I'm gonna Google map this hoe. But we do know he has the height. He does have the job. But I want to know exactly where this hoe at, because there's some suburbs in Houston I don't even know about. That's the crazy thing. You know, in this 10,000 square mile metropolitan area, there's places. So can't be that far if it's East Texas. So where we at? Where we at, Mount Vernon? But we do know no, hold on. I fucked up on that one. But we do know he's hired at Mount Vernon. You know, he has won on the high school level in terms of coaching. We do know that much. So I'm looking it up as we talk, man. Mm-hmm. What is your take on this hiring? On this hiring from the high school level?
Shit. I guess it's just redemption, man. Giving these teams, giving these college teams, giving these college coaches another chance. And shit. I mean, our Briles, he's been out with he been out of coach for almost like what 3 years now. So yeah. I mean, he can get back in the game, and I'm pretty sure he's been learning some new. He's been advancing himself, learning some new shit and whatnot. But I think, I mean, hey, these high schools, I mean, they're about giving other people coaches second chances, man. I think Briles needs, he deserves a second chance if he feels he's ready to come back into the college game. I mean, I give it to him, but you gotta humble yourself, okay?
Uh-huh.
And with his little brand of offense, combining pistol, wishbone, flexbone, shotgun, I-form, and all this other little shit and everything else, I mean that'll do wonders in the high school game. You gotta humble yourself. You gotta start from the bottom. Let's start back from the bottom and get back up to the top. It's like if, just saying hypothetically, Jim, you lose your job where you at, and you working at IHOP as a cook. And then you turn around, you go, and I'm just saying, and then you turn around, you go back to being, and then after you humble yourself by working at IHOP as a cook, you get that other nice paying gig about a month or so later, So Briles is basically humbling himself right about now.
Okay, Mount Vernon, Texas, to be exact, is an hour and 13 minutes from Texarkana, the Texarkana state line. So it's closer to that way. I think his offense will work, especially during those regional finals, because Texas high school playoffs never fucking ends. I'm like, bitch, how many fucking district championships and regional championships and nigga shit championships y'all got to go do to get to the championship game up in this bitch? It's not that far from Dallas. It's right in between Tyler, Texarkana, Dallas, basically. But it's closer to Texarkana than it is to anywhere else. But definitely shout out to Art Briles for, going to the high school level. From my understanding, he got a payout with Baylor as well.
A nice payout.
A nice payout. So I think what he's doing is, he's sitting on that money. He's sitting on that money to probably invest that, and then he's probably using this job as a job because he likes because he likes football so much. Because if he wanted to, he could easily be an offensive coordinator. But from my understanding, they blackballed him from the CFL because they were going to have him as the offensive coordinator of the Toronto Argonauts, and they, the CFL blocked that move. But his offense, high school wise, he's had some of the best scoring offenses in history, man. When he was at Houston and in Baylor. So shit, on the high school level, he's gonna give some teams problems out there in East Texas, man. Shit, I would hate for it if I'm a Houston team. I would hate to play him. You know what I'm saying? Once he get everything established, shit, he's gonna be killing folks, man. He might fuck around and win some more state championships, man. Because in high school, you can dodge a lot of situations in terms of playing against teams that is more athletically better than you. You can dodge a lot of that shit in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the college level, you need talent. You know what I'm saying, for that. So he could probably get a couple of titles once he established himself in there and shit like that. And then, with the little town he can recruit in that little town. So, we'll see. But again, shout out to our Briles. And we're gonna go to the next topic, man. What other topics you want to bring up in this whole, man? Because I know it's a couple you want to bring up before I get to a few myself.
Well, I want to talk about my topic last, but you go ahead with your other few.
Cause mine is on a more serious level. So
okay.
if your shit is on a serious level, then you can go and get it out the way if you want to, because those are those are 4 of the 5 I wanted to talk about. But if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and get mine out the way. I'm kind of wondering, and I was talking with a friend of mine this morning, and they were saying something about, and it had them wondering about, her own gender as far as women go. Whereas a man or woman are married for love and stuff like that, and security, it's more about, and nowadays the roles reverse. It's more about a woman marrying a man for security, and then the love comes later. And they got me thinking about that, man. And then when you think about Jimmy, and when you look at it, you got a lot of women now these days, man, that just marrying somebody that got a secure bag. Now, granted, some of them probably went to college and got them a good job, got their own secure bag. But in my opinion, if you're gonna be with somebody, and if you at the point where that L word, not the LIKE word, but the LOVE word is being brought forth, you kind of should marry that person for that. Don't just marry them for their money first, and then you decide to love them later. Because see, when you marry for the money and then you say, "Oh well, I love," that's in quotes, "love you," and then you turn around, you fuck this man, and then you turn around, ladies, you fuck the man over. You don't necessarily love him. So, man, I think, man, women these days now, they need to stop getting with these dudes for get to know the guy first, instead of just getting to know what he got. Like if he got nice pockets, or if he got a car, or he still look good and shit like that, or whatever. Listen, let me tell you something. A man has more to offer than just fucking money. A man I'm gonna tell you the one thing that a man offers a woman. Him. Meaning he provides and stuff like that. He does what he's supposed to do as a man. He's showing that first and foremost, he loves you. But it ain't no he got a lot of bank and all this and all this, that. Then he'll love you, and then when y'all get into it, You want to fuck him over. He wake up next morning, check his bank account. Motherfucker, man, he got number $2 in his bank account. So I just think, man, women these days, man, yeah, they need to start. They need to start focusing on security and focus on what their man truly brings to the table. Fellas, y'all need the same way too. I ain't saying marry a woman for security. You know, no, y'all need to marry the one. Y'all need to get with a woman because of her being a woman. Not if she can. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Not if you can see you can get on her backside so she can take some skis full of nut and give her baby. And next thing you know, you out the door, moving on to the next one. Just some shit just gonna have to change with us men and women today, man.
That could slightly be argued. I'm gonna tell you why. It's nothing wrong with marrying for love. There's nothing wrong with marrying for security. Here's where the problem comes in. When we talk about women marrying for security, the problem with women these days is women are not bringing nothing to the table. It's nothing wrong with marrying for security. There's nothing wrong with either party marrying for security because historically speaking, women are always married for security. Historically speaking, this goes all the way back to the kings of Egypt, the queens of Egypt. When the queen of Egypt married a king or anybody, she usually married someone with assets because they wanted to preserve that bloodline, and they wanted to preserve that bloodline with money. But the queen had something to offer, a kingdom. Same thing with the king. When he married a woman, he got a woman that was rich or came from a good family. Bam, they had equally shared to offer. So I find nothing wrong with that particular situation. If you gonna get a dude that got money and bitch you broke, you need to be the most submissive woman in fucking history. That's my thing. You need to bring something that comes as equal value. Same thing for you niggas. And it's not in a man's nature to be submissive, but you need to be, let's say you end up with a rich woman. You need to be trying to get some business deals doing. You need to be trying to get some real estate problems. And we can't fuck off no money right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get this little Ricky D John. We'll make sure we got insurance, but baby, don't fuck off the money and shit like that. Because I was a dude that was working at FedEx. His wife was making 6 figures, and he was working in the same area I was. The gentleman I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I made a joke with him, and he was like, "No, we make sure we don't fuck off money in this household because, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure we take care of our children because you know they had 4 children together." You need to bring stable to the table. The problem now is motherfuckers don't want to bring shit to the table, but they goddamn gun popping. So when we talk about love, ain't nothing wrong with that. The problem with love relationships is if you love each other, you motherfuckers is broke as hell, what the fuck that's gonna do? You're not an asset to that goddamn person. Now, can y'all make each other an asset? Yes, if y'all can work together on a common goal. But if y'all gonna be together for 20 years and stay broke for 20 years, that's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? So my thing, make sure you're bringing something stable to the table. I've said this before when I was talking about reparations, and I'm saying this right now. If you're gonna marry outside of love or for security or anything you're marrying for, make sure you're an asset to the fucking relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people end up getting married for different reasons, but it has to be the right reasons. Sometimes love is not the right reason to get married. Yes, I said that shit. Love is not always the right reason to get married. Now, if y'all both have shit and you just happen to fall in love with a motherfucker, yeah, you need to get with somebody who strategically can be an asset to you. Always remember that. Don't get with a motherfucker because you love that motherfucker. Because if that motherfucker can't give you shit that you want, that's gonna be a fucking problem. Be an asset to each other. I'm speaking of male and female. It's all about asset and liability. I'm not saying you got to have a shitload of money. I'm not saying that at all. But at the same time, you need to know how to make that shit work. You know what I'm saying? Can I be emotional? Can I provide for this woman emotionally? Can I provide for this woman financially? Ladies, can you do the same thing? Because some situations you might get with a chick that, you know what I'm saying? That let's say you got all the money in the world and you be like, hey, I want my woman to stay at home. I find nothing wrong with that because more women do need to stay at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To watch kids up until they reach a certain age. More women do need to do that sometimes, but sometimes they're not able to do that because their husband is not bringing. They're not bringing the type of income they need to make sure she stays at home for the kids. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna work with kids, hey, make sure y'all got equal amount of income, or you know, y'all really need that fucking income going. So my thing is this: be a asset. Make sure you're bringing more to the table than what he could ever imagine. Even if you get with a rich dude, you still got to bring something stable to the table because guess what? I got money. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have to have the best game in the world. I can go trick my money off with some hoe and be like, shit, be my wife, and you out the fucking door. And all I got to do is make your stupid ass sign a fucking prenuptial agreement because you ain't bringing shit to the stable to the table. You know what I'm saying? That's the downside of marrying for money.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If I have a $20 million trust fund or $20 billion trust fund or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And you're not bringing shit to the table, bitch. I could just trick off my money. The dude's ace card has always been his money. That's the downside to being. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I just want this dude for his money. Well, bitch, you better be submissive as hell because you come in my house and I'm holding paper. For example, if I'm holding Will Smith money, Jewish money, if I'm holding any kind of big bank account going, bitch, I'm gonna get rid of you at the drop of a hat. Bitch, not only I can drop you, I can travel internationally, get better women, find better women off the snap of my fucking finger. So again, I don't find nothing wrong with somebody looking for security. Make sure you're bringing something to equal value to the table. Sometimes people got to know people are assets before they fall in love with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you just fall in love with a motherfucker, you might be falling in love with a fucking axe murderer for all you fucking know.
Yep.
If both people have the same goal in mind, it's best to get with somebody that have the same goal in mind. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you a dude that got his shit together and you getting with a woman that got her shit together, or she might not necessarily have her shit together in terms of a financial level. You might make six figures. This woman might make $30,000 and vice versa. But y'all be like, hey, I would like to turn this $30,000 into $30 million. I would like to turn my six-figure salary into $100 million salary. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got the same goal in mind. I find nothing wrong with their relationship. And you might not love this motherfucker offshore osmosis. You might be trying to get something, might have become a power couple like Beyonce and Jay-Z, or like Sheila and Bob Johnson when they was together and shit like that. You might be able to connect with minds like that. You know, you might be able to do some shit like that with Donald Trump and his first wife, Ivana Trump. She brought something to the table. She brought a business mind. I don't like Donald Trump, but his first wife, I'll admit, she was the best bitch he ever had.
Hell yeah.
Because she was the best woman he ever had. And please know I don't like Donald Trump ass. But the reason why that bitch became a billionaire, not only because of his daddy, but because of his first wife. And then he lost a lot of his money when he divorced Ivana Trump. When he divorced Ivana Trump, he lost a lot of shit. People didn't want to do business with this dude because a lot of people forget Donald Trump was a wife beater. He was a wife beater. A lot of people forget that shit. But and I'm speaking on Donald Trump in the sense of a business mind instead of the guy that discriminated against a whole bunch of black people. Yes, he had discrimination suits in his prime. Yes, he did. But the thing is, when you two guys bring something to the table of equal value, that could work out. You might not love each other right then and there, but if two people bring something stable to the table, love can ultimately come. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is be strategic when it comes to marrying somebody. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you can give that person what they need. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I disagree with that to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? If you're not bringing nothing to the table, don't ask for nothing better on the table, because all you're doing is just being the piss on the table and not the pot on the table. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So do you have anything else before we go to the next topic or to your next topic?
No. I mean, I get you. Say you bring the piss on. Here's one. Instead of you bringing the sugar to the table, you bringing the shit.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. Next topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on you.
Oh, you waiting on my topic? Okay, because it's pretty much.
Yeah, because I covered my two topics with Southside and that one.
Okay, well, the last topic of the day, I saw on Facebook a situation that happened with a child and somebody else's mother. So what happened was in New Orleans, this hood rat bitch, I'm not going to call you a fucking mother because you don't deserve to be called a mother. This hood rat bitch got on the school bus and got to fighting with a fucking 9-year-old child. And a lot of these hood rats won't even protect their son from the goddamn cops. But your big, fat, ugly, mop head ass bitch will get on the bus and fight a 9-year-old kid. Now, and this ain't the end of it. It was a lot of people on Facebook co-signing the fuckery, including someone I know personally. I'm not going to have him named because too many people know this motherfucker. But what happened was the 9-year-old kid picked on a 5-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
Picked on a 5-year-old child. Parents.
Right.
Bullying is almost normal. Well, it is normal in high school. And this is not me endorsing bullying. I am anti-bullying. But the catch-22 is when your child go to school, you need to teach him how to fucking fight before he goes to school. When he gets 3 or 4 years old, particularly 4 years old, you need to enroll him in a boxing class, some type of taekwondo. Taekwondo helps. Taekwondo can help. I'm not a fan of it when you're grown because it's ineffective in my personal opinion. Some people may argue with me. That's fine. Corey Wolf's son is in a Taekwondo class and recommended by me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good start. And it's a good start for CJ. And for the record, shout out to Corey Wolf for being a great father. His son is doing very well in terms of baseball, basketball, track and field, and baseball. So shout out to him as a father for doing what he needs to do as a father. And not only that, his son made the honor roll in kindergarten. So
damn right. Congratulations to him. And henceforth, the way how Jimmy said father.
Being a father. He's doing everything.
He's being a father. He's doing what the hell he's supposed to do. He's at home with his children. He works. He's not, ain't no money in the house. You bail out of the house until somebody has some money. That's you come back. That's not a father.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But with that, teach your fucking kids how to fight before they get in fucking school. If you can't teach your damn kids how to fight, you need to homeschool them.
Mm-hmm.
Up until they get big enough to know how to fight. Because at some point, especially if you live in the hood, like fucking New Orleans, your kid is going to have to throw them hands. You're going to have to beat a bitch up, as they say in New Orleans. Man, I'm going to beat that bitch up. And anybody can be a bitch in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is wrong with this hood rat? My thing is with this fucking hood rat, because your 5-year-old kid got picked on by a 9-year-old. Bitch, get him around some men. Get him around some hood niggas that's gonna teach that young boy how to fight. Now, I've had opposition people saying, well, kids should know how to fight. They need to learn how to go to school and get an education. I'm totally fine with that. But at the same time,
yeah, but you had to learn how to protect yourself.
Exactly. You're gonna get tried at some fucking point in your life, whether you a kindergarten, a 12th grader, 10th grader, a 9th grader, and a 7th grader. Let me tell you something, parents. I've taken up martial arts for 17 years, off and on. I should have like a 5th degree black belt. I don't. But I know how to protect myself at all times. I'm always aware of my surroundings, all this other good shit. If a motherfucker gonna get me, they gonna have to bring it. I'm just gonna say it right now. I wish I should have learned this shit around this kid's age, but my mom was too scared to let me take up martial arts. But here's the thing. We're living in a whole nother era, first of all. Second, don't assume everything gonna be peaches and cream because your kid is just going to school. Kids bully kids for different reasons. It ain't because they trying to punk somebody out. Sometimes they got some shit going on at home that shit. Let me fight you to see how good you can fight so we can go up there and beat up my daddy because he whooping on my mama. Let me go fight you. Let me pick on you so you can go fight a nigga because I'm getting jumped at school. It's different fucking reasons why people bully and get bullied. It ain't all bullying ain't the same. We need to come to a conclusion on why kids are bullying their kids. Now, what disgusts me more than this fucking hood rat is other hood rats online was co-signing this fuckery. Well, if that was my child, I would have did it too. He won't do it again, but he might not do it.
Bet she won't do it again though.
And he probably
that's what they saying.
And he probably will do it again. But even if he don't do it again, somebody else is gonna try that kid. And the thing about New Orleans is you don't really know who's about that life in New Orleans. That's the great thing about New Orleans.
Ninth Ward.
Yeah, Ninth Ward. You don't know who's about that life, and you don't know who that kid connected to. And I think this little hood rat need to get her ass stumped for this goddamn incident. And the motherfuckers who co-signing this shit need to get his ass stumped. Now, again, the 9th grader is totally wrong for bullying that kid. But we don't know the reason why. Kids are going to go through behavior patterns. Kids are going to bully other kids. That is totally normal. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong, but it's totally normal. That's the reason why you have to teach your damn kids how to fight before they go to goddamn school. Otherwise, do what I've been saying for the longest. Homeschool those goddamn kids. I recommend black children be homeschooled the first 5 years of their education anyway. Because some of these goddamn elementary schools need to be put out of business. Some of these public schools do need to be put out of business. I'm a strong advocate for that. But nevertheless, regardless of how long you have them in homeschool, if you're going to send them to a public school, private school, or out in the world, them motherfuckers need to know how to fight. I'm not co-signing the 9-year-old's actions, but what I'm not going to co-sign is a grown-ass, big, fat, sloppy, sumo wrestling body bitch fighting a 9-year-old. And the 9-year-old was fighting back at that bitch. And I don't blame
the 9-year-old, man. And then from everything what you said, what you just described, I'm pretty sure she's charged with assault on a minor, and among other things. So, I mean, keep saying what you say, because I got some things to say, but I got a little bullying story to share myself. But
yeah, with this woman, from what I understand, according to the NOP, which is the New Orleans Police Department, they're investigating this woman. So she's going to be brought up on charges, and she could do a serious time. You know,
hell yeah.
And rightfully so. But I think the people in New Orleans need to go out there, and people who know that kid need to go out there and G-check that woman and stump the shit out this motherfucker. Because one thing I don't like is when you fight a child. Now, if the woman caught the kid off bus, caught the kid up to himself and whooped him, with a belt or something, okay, I would have understood that. I would understand that. I don't, and I still don't suggest a woman get on the bus and fight the goddamn kid. We got too many crackhead ass parents out in this motherfucker. And that's what I was saying earlier this week. We got some crackhead ass parents in this motherfucker in our community. Not all, because there's some good parents out there. But crackhead, you gotta be on something for you to just fight a goddamn kid. Because back in the day, the kid would have probably got a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Bam, I whooped your kid because he beating up on mine. Get them in order. But now you got motherfuckers that'll go out there and don't have no kind of home training or whatsoever. If she had got a belt with a kid, okay, no set. But when you have a fist at a goddamn kid, I have a problem with that.
That's child abuse.
That's child abuse at that point. You know what I'm saying? Or if she smacked him upside the head, like my mama used to do, some kids in the neighborhood. Yes, my mom's put the big mama backhand on motherfuckers. And when my mother got assaulted by a security guard some years ago, those same guys went to that security guard and gave him the business.
But okay, that's like what I told you about what my pops had to do. When I told him that security guard, your story about your mom's and mine with a security guard is similar. Because it was like when I told you, Pops said when he was sober, when he admitted to me later on, it was him that told those gangbangers to go over there and whoop his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and they knew, and said, and it was two employees up at Kroger. One of them knew my father, and I'm not gonna say her name. I saw her at the picnic today. She knew that was his. She knew that was his handiwork. She just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, and
she knew that was my pops' handiwork because. And then Pops had told me later on, he said, had I had been up there, I would have beat the shit out of his ass right then and there.
What happened with my mother is she didn't even put a hit out on this guy or this woman, I should say. What she did was she saw my boy. I ain't gonna say his name, but everybody knows him in the hood or know these particular guys. She was telling him like, hey, this woman, hit me in my stomach. And next thing you know, this dude ran up on this security guard and went, "Pop!" And she got jumped. She got stumped on. And my mama had to pull the individual off them, you know what I'm saying? Because, this is a big dude. This dude is like linebacker body ass nigga. So it happened so fast, it was like, bam, bam, fop! I'm like, what? Like, shit. So,
damn.
Yeah, it's like, and these are kids that she went across, like, when they did something crazy, my mama used to like backhand the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But they respect my mama enough to be like, shit, I'm not finna let you disrespect mom. Because, when they came in the house, when they used to come over to the house, they'd be like, hey, that's mom's right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't fuck with mom's right there, man. Yeah, she gave me a couple of smacks upside the head or backhands, but shit. You know what I'm saying? Big mama backhands, but she was like, hey, I still respect moms, you know what I'm saying, despite of all that, you know what I'm saying? My mama would have never put no fist on nobody else's kids, you know what I'm saying? So my thing with this woman is she was dead wrong about that, and the hood need to get on her helmet, man. You know what I'm saying? And she definitely deserves criminal charges brought forth on her for doing that shit.
Yes, sir.
She could have killed that kid. It don't take a lot of strength to kill a kid because a kid's brain still ain't developed, so it doesn't take a lot of strength. You're being a grown-ass woman, and it's a little baby, basically, 9-year-old, again, 9-year-olds is wrong for bullying the kid, but still, it's your job as a parent to protect that kid and to teach that kid how to fight, you know what I'm saying? Even if he got his ass whooped by that 9-year-old, it wouldn't have been so fucking bad, you know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So, you got anything when it comes to that particular topic, man?
I mean, you still got bullying going on today with grown folks and grown folks.
Yeah.
When you think about it, your job is a place for workplace bullying. Your boss bullies you every day. Jimmy, we bash well, not we. I at times bash my former employer about some things they need to stop doing, especially leadership. Their leadership is bad about you, you know. And you know, to quote Mike Epps, you know, why is it that when another person do something for somebody or do something to somebody, they always got to go back and tell somebody like that person they tell gonna handle it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's too much. No, it's too much bullying. I mean, like when I was a child, hell, I was bullied. Hell, bullying comes from your own family. You
Mm-hmm.
know, my cousin, who I'm not going, I said it was a fireman. I mean, when he was a teenager, he would bully me,
Mm-hmm.
and I got tired one day, and I pushed his ass down the damn steps.
Mm-hmm.
He was all right, but he knew not to fuck with me. You know, here I was about 9 going on 10 when this happened, and I pushed him. I got tired. You know, so I got, you know, and really, you know, hey, and you know, like I said, you know, certain parts of the family, you got some folks in your family that got some old real fucked up ways about themselves, you know, bullies and shit and other shit like that and whatever. But man, that what you told me there, jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, a 9-year-old, man.
Yeah.
And she was hitting that 9-year-old aside his head and shit. She probably gonna stunt that man's growth of his brain, you know?
And I hope that ain't happen, but that
Mhm.
could easily happen, man. Especially with a 9-year-old, man. So it's absolutely crazy, man. But she need to be dealt with, whether it's by the law or it's by the people in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Mm-hmm.
if I was the kid's mother, I would have found that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. You got anything else you want to say before we get off this whole?
Nah, man. Just
Oh,
other than that, just a great. Go ahead.
I got a breaking news report. The voice of Auburn basketball, Auburn football, baseball, he got into a serious two-car crash uh,
Oh,
near the Auburn area. Of course, Rob Bramlett. You've been in Alabama. You've heard the voice. He was
yeah,
definitely the guy called the play-by-play thing about the miracle of the missed field goal. That's the voice of the missed field goal. Two-time winner, broadcaster of the year in the state of Alabama, national broadcaster of the year in 2013 for his part in the miracle in the Iron Bowl. He's in a serious car crash.
damn.
Uh, his wife as well, unfortunately. He was
Wow.
before he became the voice of Auburn. He
Mm-hmm.
was actually the voice of Alabama State football as well. He became the broadcaster at Auburn since 1993. So our thoughts and our prayers with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Even though my boy is a Crimson Tide fan, we don't want no harm to a guy that don't need harm put to him. So I hope
No.
his wife Shelby and himself have a speedy recovery. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't get back to work too soon. Just you know what I'm
Take your
saying.
time.
Take your time and just heal fast. You know what I'm saying? So um, that's pretty much it for me, man. You don't got anything else, man? Before we go and get about this whole man, you show.
I'm positive. I mean, like I said again, that I'm still the high is gonna wear off. It's gonna wear off soon, but I'm still riding that high off of that picnic, man. Boy, and like I said, woo.
Yeah, go and get you a few skeezers in the process, man. If there's still some if they ain't booed up, man, you know what I'm saying. So it is
It
what it is, man.
is.
Once again, this your boy live and direct in full effect out the 832, along with my partner out the 662. And y'all already know how both of us do, man. If you listen to us going to the club, man, don't drink and drive. You know what I'm saying? And if you're out there just driving, having to take care of some business, You know what I'm saying? Just drive safely. Peace out, and we'll see you later.
And the pleasure has been all yours.